We're back. Another Unclicked podcast. This time, we're here with Jacob Cable. And,
a support crew, Travis Hughes.
Yep.
Yes.
Best moral support I could ask for.
You're chilling.
Good couple of dudes. And like we were just talking, we just kind of started rolling because we don't really know each other that well. Us three, we've always said what's up and been cool. And you've done a trip with Fudger. But, yeah, we're getting to know each other on air. I love it.
But, I mean, you guys were tiny little kids back then, basically. Like, you were like 16.
No, I was like 15 at the time.
15, yeah.
Yeah, I got put on Kink at 14, and I got Travis on when I was 16, so he was 15 when he got on Kink.
Yeah, so you guys have changed and grown.
Oh, immensely, yeah.
Matured?
Maybe a little.
Damn, so you were on Kink first, actually?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep.
And you guys are cousins, too, for everyone that doesn't know, right?
Well, dude, it was actually a really funny story with that. I remember being...
Before we get too far, just pull the mic a little bit closer to you, just so you're comfortable with both of you guys. Yeah, you can hear the difference.
A little fist distance away.
Is that better?
Yeah, maybe a little up, too. Would be good. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Good?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, I remember being at my mother's wedding when I was like 13, and she was like, out of nowhere, hey, you know you have a cousin that rides BMX. And I was like, oh, cool. And I'm like, okay, it's not like an actual serious BMX rider. And then I watched his videos. I was like, oh my God, wow. So then I met him, and then we actually just like clicked like brothers first try. And he actually came down to my house in Huntington and stayed for months. And then that's when he started filming with us and Francis and like the whole comic crew. And it just became like the little clique.
So you guys
we had no idea.
Dude, we had no idea.
No relation
That's
whatsoever
a cool
before
story.
that. That's super random. So when, like, since you guys kind of brought your families together a little bit more, or no? Is it still like you guys are still the only connection?
No, I think we were so young at the time that we didn't even know until like we started riding kind of.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, it was just like our families have always hung out.
Yeah.
But like we just realized.
We would hang out when we were like 6 or 7, and then I never really saw him until I was like 13, 14.
Okay.
And when we had that mutual interest with BMX. And then ever since we met each other, it was just up from there.
And when you guys are that young, though, like, isn't the jump from like Temecula to HB, like, that's like a big distance when you're a kid?
Yeah,
so like,
sure.
So did you guys actually get to ride a lot together just because of your families? Or is it
I
like, or you guys were just like staying in touch?
Well, you said you stayed with him for like months.
Yeah,
right?
he was, like, him and
just went and camped out.
Okay.
It's that far, you're like, fuck
dude, he
it.
stayed with me for like a whole summer in like 2013, I believe, something like that.
Yeah, around there. Because we just went up there one time. I think it was me and Justin came to stay with you for like the whole summer.
Yeah, like 3 whole months, pretty
Damn.
much.
So you were saying off camera, like, the Huntington scene has kind of like died out lately. So what was it like when you were kids versus
Dude,
now?
when I first started riding, it was like 20 dudes on BMX bikes, like every single spot when I was like in 6th grade. And it was still pretty strong until I would say like a year ago. Like everyone's just moving away, like doing their own thing. So I feel like the HB scene obviously isn't as big as it used to be, but there's still a scene in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the good old days when there would just be like 15 people pedaling from spot to spot in the street, like taking up the whole lane in the street, just going to a spot was
So like
sick.
the street scene was popping up there.
For
like
sure.
For me, whenever I go up there, I like just stop at the Orange Park or like the Vans HB Park, and it just seems like dudes meet up at the skate parks, but there's be like guys at schools like going from
Yeah,
point A.
dude,
That's
it
fucking
was like
sick.
it was all street stuff.
And you've always been kind of all street, huh? I don't ever remember seeing like footage of you like
No,
with like at ramps or anything.
Ironically, when I first got into BMX, I wanted to be like a dirt rider, but as you guys all know, that didn't really pan out how I planned it to. But
So what, were you like hanging out at Sheep Hills and stuff, or were you just like in your head, I'm gonna be a dirt rider?
no, I was actually like going to the wetlands before it got crazy
sick.
big, and then riding sheep. But I mean, I was never really like jumping the big jumps. I was riding like the little kiddie pack all the time, and then I put pegs on, and it was kind of just street from there.
Just done.
Yeah, like I would still go to the dirt jumps with everybody, but we would just ride the local middle school that everyone has been seeing in videos for the past.
Jacob Cable School.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting because the misconception when you texted me about how most people think like everybody from the West Coast is a ramp rider turned street.
Yeah.
Like,
So I think because going back to that first trip, I remember we went to a park and you couldn't air a quarter pipe.
Dude,
You'd literally never ridden a quarter pipe.
I have never, on that trip, I had never touched a quarter pipe.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
Well, dude, because HB doesn't have a skate park with a quarter pipe until the Vans Park got built a few years ago. Huh. And I would just never venture to skate parks, dude. It was just at middle school. And
there's Brookhurst, but that's pretty far from you guys still.
Exactly. And being 12 years old, I'm obviously not driving. So.
It's a mission, yeah.
So I just always think it's funny because, there's that East Coast mentality of plaza riders and stuff like that, and people that do stuff there, but you guys literally didn't have a skate park. You guys didn't have ramps. You guys didn't really. I mean, you have that one park in HB that's horrible.
The tiny little ashtray.
Yeah, and it's still that way, right? Yep. Besides the Vans Park being closed, you guys have nothing, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are just shredding schools though. That's sick. And you had there was Dak already around probably, so you had or was he when you started coming up? Was he in HB yet?
Yeah, I remember being 11 or 12 years old the first time I met Dak. Rolled up to my local middle school. It was him, Ashley Charles, Edwin De La Rosa, Eric Lichtenberger. It was right when the whole cult thing was starting, and I remember I had just gotten Dak's signature fit complete bike, and I went up to him, I was like, dude, I pulled the classic kid move. I was like, I just bought your bike, bro.
That's sick.
All this stuff.
The HB scene was special.
Yeah, dude.
HB to a school with those dudes.
Right when I started riding, the HB scene was at its best.
I'm sure the dirt guys would be like, nah, fuck that. It was back in whenever we're Sheetos, but for street, yeah.
So Dak's obviously a nice guy, but was he nice to a little kid?
Dude, it's really funny you say that. He was super cool, and he was all of our favorite riders because local HB hero, you know. And my Saucy was do you have stickers or anything you could give us? And I remember Dak had this old musty helmet that he threw up. And I was like, nope, I'm not getting that. I don't care about this. But everybody just swarmed it, and they were dude, I remember someone hit Saucy, and Saucy would not let go of the helmet, and they ripped the helmet in half. And Saucy kept one half, and I forgot who got the other half. But dude, they brawled for Dak's helmet.
That's amazing.
His helmet up. That's dope. It's always been a cool dude.
The end of the run, just out of the school, just throw the helmet.
And we would still see him there. We saw him there a year later with Dan Lacey and AK when they were filming for. Let Them Talk.
Damn. So, who was your crew back then?
Initially starting, dude, there's so many people to name, but they don't even ride bikes anymore. Yeah. But I'll get the main group that started in around 7th grade was me, Julian Artiega, Francis Castro, Saucy, Ethan Corriere, our buddy Seth.
You've been riding with all those dudes since the 7th grade?
Yeah, dude, we go way back.
They have a cool story because I feel the growing up together and then doing the common crew stuff and I think that's
insane since the 7th grade and all you guys are so legit now.
Yeah.
And you're all kind of stay together but going your separate way. I would have never have thought that you knew each other. We never
would have thought that riding bikes would have gone the way it did. We just started this all as a big thing, and it was just so much fun. We all just took it seriously, I guess.
So who was the ringleader from the very beginning?
Initially it started as Saucy, and then when we met Francis, that's when Common Crew started, and then I guess you would say that he became the ringleader at that point, because that's when he started doing the videos and making the shirts and all that good stuff.
Okay, because it became real at a point. You guys are definitely doing the YouTube channel thing, and you guys had a real presence. Because I think you guys were the voice for a lot of younger kids at that time. I felt at least. But what is that? I assume that's kind of your golden days, the salad days. Is that the term?
The what?
The salad days of when you look back, you're oh, that was the sickest time.
Old days.
Yeah, that was the day. So what were those days like? What made those days so good?
Dude, it was just 24/7 BMX riding with a big squad of people. We had him coming into town with Justin Spree and all the 951 dudes, and it was just had people flying in from town staying at my place. I kid you not, it was 24/7 BMX riding.
That crew you listed was dudes if you're building a team 2020, you'd want those dudes on your team, and they just happen to be your homies from the 7th grade.
So I'm saying
it's crazy. No shit, you guys all got good. It's a bunch of people that are all pro now that we're just riding together this whole time.
We all owe Mesa View Middle School dude.
So let's talk about that, because that spot is obviously you could still go ride it today. Don't they like add stuff?
No,
like
dude, they gated it, they capped it. Like that school.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Mesa View, man. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Just recently too.
Oh shit. Well, sorry. My condolences.
That
R.I.P.
actually hurt me, man. Like that was a staple of my BMX career.
Because I felt like there was like new obstacles, unless I'm mixing it, because I mean, kind of all Orange County schools tend to look the same. But didn't they add like some flat ledges?
Yeah,
stuff
no,
too?
dude,
like,
they
were,
added onto it probably 6 months ago, and everybody started riding it instantly. Skaters, like, dude, there would be like a Red Bull squad there for those flat ledges. Like, we'd pull up on a group of 20 skaters, and then there'd be new BMX riders I've never seen. And they just gated it off like 2 months ago and capped everything and just ruined it.
I was watching some of your stuff, and I was like, how the fuck are those ledges not capped? Like,
Well, dude, it's funny because since the 6th grade, we would roll up at that school with like 10, 15, 20 people, get kicked out, come back in like 10 minutes. Like the administration there like knew we would not stop, and they just eventually let us ride. And I knew the principal, because that was my middle school, 6th to 8th grade. So like I knew the detention teacher, I knew the principal, the vice principal, a lot of teachers there. So I would pull up after school with all the homies, and I'd be like, oh, hi, Miss So-and-so. Hey, Mr. So-and-so. Like, the principal would come out and be like, yo, we got parent-teacher conference. Like, come back in like an hour. Like, they let it become our spot.
Yeah. Which is so rad, because they know you, and then they see you like doing something really cool, and you have all these friends, and you're not just like drinking 40, smashing glass.
And that's what they knew.
School.
That's what they knew. Like, we weren't there to like vandalize anything, and they were there to just like take what we're doing seriously.
That's rad, because a lot of people can't see that, no matter what. Like, they just still just.
Dude, my detention teacher had a photo of me like above her desk, like 180ing over a car off one of the ledges, like in the back.
That's amazing.
Dude,
That's sick.
Like, I'm telling you, that school is special.
What's
That's
a detention teacher? You were in detention so much? You
like
had a class
like,
for it?
Like in-house suspension. Like, I guess I was spending a good time there. Shout out Miss Kaufman,
What were you doing?
just like, I kid you not, just taking BMX super seriously. So like my schoolwork was going behind. Like, I don't know, I was just
riding.
Exactly.
Just
exactly.
being a kid.
Like, I didn't care about anything else other than riding bikes.
That's cool.
So, like, when you guys were young, who was like the best one? I guess.
Dude,
like, was there like, oh, this guy, he's gonna do it?
I would say,
like, out of the crew.
Yeah, like out of the crew.
Well,
like
this kid right here.
Yeah.
And then like out of like the original HB squad, like Ethan and Julian for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you guys have all been like amazingly talented, obviously, but you've kind of all like, like someone will be taken off, and then, another guy, like, it's like you guys have all had like your separate times and different videos and different times of, your careers, quote unquote, whatever. But it's like pretty cool to see that it's not like one dude ever just like took off and was like, see you later. With like your guys' squad, it's like always been everyone like bringing each other up together.
Yeah.
And then you guys did Monster Mash as well, so that was like a 5-year process or something.
Dude,
right?
that was so cool to see too, like a bunch of young people making that like at the time, and I was just like, damn, that was so sick. Like,
yeah, because they were doing it. They were doing it right too. Like, it was all the effort of like, established BMX pros, but it was like a squad of young 7th graders. Like, essentially.
And the story behind that too is funny, because that originally was supposed to be like, we had seen Colt Interbike, like that 10-minute web piece where everyone had like a little section, and it was like 10 minutes long, and Francis wanted to do something along those lines, so he planned out like people that had a minute part, 2-minute parts, whatever. And then we started filming that when I was in 7th grade. Everybody collected footage, and then as years rolled on, we started taking riding way more seriously and doing stuff different, and we just scrapped like 25 minutes of footage and then started fresh at like 15, 16.
That's crazy.
So it took way longer to get out than expected.
Whatever, though. It's
cool
to go through that process with your homies and do that.
For sure.
The rate at which you guys were getting better and learning new stuff had to be like... So,
especially at that age.
Yeah, the turnover had to be like a month. You're like, oh, I can actually one-up that right away.
Like, dude, when I say it was 24/7 BMX riding, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, we were just sleeping, school, BMX.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of similar stories out there for people. Like everybody has their crew growing up, but like not everybody's crew ends up, being in BMX for their entire life. Usually most of the crew falls off earlier.
Like you were saying, or some guy takes like, just like, that's our dude, he's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
It's like their whole crew together was like, we're all doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Like that is such a cool story. What was, the beginning of the end, I guess, of Common Crew. Like, because, I mean, obviously it's not a thing anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's still friends, but Common as a whole isn't a thing. And I guess it was just, like, people, I guess we were just growing up. I know Francis branched into like different industries, so that was like the main filmer that was doing something that wasn't BMX related. So like that he like really kept the group together, like him and Saucy, and then Saucy started doing something else that wasn't.
Who's Sauce? You keep saying Saucy.
Oh, so I actually
Sauce
the
Okay,
boss,
that's what I thought.
and I actually have known him since kindergarten.
Wow.
So we came up and then met everyone else, and
cool. Sorry, I interrupted.
no,
Just
you're good. So
what's his real name? Quinn?
No, it's
what is it? Fucking God!
it's
This is
Sauce the
gonna be
Boss was
great.
kind of the ringleader of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, no, what's it?
Austin.
Austin. Yeah, what's Quick?
Austin
Yeah,
Quick.
that's his
Yeah,
last
that's
name.
what I was close. Come on.
No,
It was a
super close.
Yeah, all right.
Quick.
Quick.
But yeah, they just both got into something different. So that was like the two filmers just gone, and then everyone started kind of like moving, and like it just kind of slowly fell apart. We're all still friends though.
Yeah, but they were like the glue to the whole
exactly
thing. Yeah,
exactly.
So I actually have a question in here. I was trying to find it, but it was basically what the hell happened to Francis? Because he like he sort of like announced his like I'm not fucking with BMX anymore like Instagram post, and that was I don't know. I found that super weird at the time. Like, oh, why do you need to say that? You know,
what an
like,
announcement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not eating cheese anymore. Like,
Yeah,
just,
exactly.
Who the fuck cares, dude?
well, you eat cheese again, then you're fucking on the line for it.
This
It's
guy's
like, yeah,
probably
why
gonna
don't you come back?
to
You
BMX,
know,
like,
like
you can't just dip out. Or you
So yeah, I'll just give like the honest answer. When the whole vlogging stuff started, like we were all like, I'll admit, like this is my point of view. Like I was pretty immature about it, and I didn't really want to like do vlogs.
Yeah.
So everyone else kind of felt the same way, and like everyone just wanted to do real stuff, and Francis was trying to do vlogs, which at the time like I didn't think was a good idea, but now it's like vlogs are pretty popular and like pretty smart if you think about it.
They had a negative connotation back then, though. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And this was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So I was just like, nah, this is whack, like blah blah blah. Which now I'm like, damn, like we should have kept doing this. Like Common could have been something big. And yeah, everyone just wasn't feeling it. And then he was just like, all right, well, if you guys aren't feeling it, then like I'm not feeling it anymore. And then started his own company, and he's doing really well, not in the BMX era. So yeah, shout out to Francis.
Cool. That's cool.
Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, shit happens. Like
And I
sometimes.
think back then too, like you said, like everyone was so against it because no one was used to like we're
Cam-
gonna film you all day.
yeah,
Everyone's just used to
yeah.
being filmed riding, but now it's kind of becomes like
Such a
more
normal
thing.
thing,
People
yeah.
film
It's still.
behind the
I mean, it's
scenes.
still fucking awkward though. Like
Yeah.
if I ask you or I ask Garrett or those guys, like I'm like, oh, it's like kind
Yeah.
of pulling teeth sometimes, you
Yeah.
know. But I get it. Like I don't want to fucking be in their face with a camera, but it's just like sometimes people want to see it.
People
You
do
know, like
wanna see
that's the thing.
And I still
so.
see Francis pretty regularly. Like me and him are still boys. So.
Yeah, I see him post like a riding clip or something still. Every
Yeah,
once in a while.
he still rides.
So,
We'll go out and cruise
that's
every
cool.
now and then.
Then Austin is in. Sorry, Sauce. Sorry, I don't use nicknames too often. So he was the other ringleader. So he didn't step up or anything like that. Like he had his own shit going on as well.
No, he hasn't really publicly announced it, but he's in real estate now. So
okay.
he's like full force attention to real estate. So he doesn't really film BMX. Like we're trying to get a new video started, like group project, like Monster Mash.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, he's just really busy doing house stuff. So that might be something in the future that happens.
Cool. Yeah. After he makes all his money, he come back and be like, oh, I'll film the fucking video, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Denim's really pulling for it, man.
That'd be
Like
sick.
he's trying to.
Yeah. Where did Denim fit in the crew? Was Denim in there from the beginning?
So no, Denim actually came from Arizona and moved here. Again, when I think I was about 7th grade, and then he kind of just like merged into the group, and he was like the gnarly one in the group.
Yeah.
So
Still,
Yeah,
not
no,
one of
it's-
any
no,
group.
yeah,
any
still.
group.
He's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah,
dude,
exactly.
he's a legend. Shout out Denim.
I like how he's like.
He's my favorite person on Instagram. I
Dude,
just like I'm
yeah,
like,
it's-
why isn't he
yeah.
why hasn't he posted anything for a couple of days? Is he chilling?
Yeah.
He's definitely not. He's so authentic. He's not following what
Yeah.
anyone else is doing. He's
No.
like, I'm gonna bring my 50 to the skate park today.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
oh,
ride
yeah.
that instead of my
He's
bike.
ridiculous.
Or I'm gonna bring my
man.
16-inch to Hollywood High.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Grind
Yeah,
it.
a little 16
He
Barbie
hangered
bike.
Hollywood High on a
That
Barbie
is
bike.
so
That
crazy
is
for anyone that
fucking
hasn't
insane.
been there.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a
insane.
big 16.
Yeah.
It's
Why
tall,
why
it's
did
so
he do
real.
that?
Dude, that's just like how his mind works.
That's how he is.
He's just crazy. He likes doing that
He
stuff.
did an up rail on a motorcycle the other day. And I don't think anyone's ever... Like, Kobe
I
Raha did the big rail in his X Games part. And then, like, 2 days later, you see him
did the up
going
rail
up. And it's like,
yeah.
dude, he's just, like, doing up
trying
rail.
to one-up.
Yeah, he just,
yeah, one up with the guy who just won a gold medal on a dirt bike.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So I guess I did have another topic regarding Common Crews. Common Crew, at least at its like peak, was pretty outspoken of like kind of like the old guard of BMX and, you know, salty old guys and pickup bar spins. And there was like a lot of little controversy about that back then. Was that, I feel like that wasn't you though, or you, it was like, it was other people.
I kept out of that stuff. There was a lot of animosity towards us, I feel like, because I would see stuff online that people thought we were like super cocky and like just like
or just doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, that's fine, like you guys can have your opinions, you don't know us. But then a couple people in the group were like, oh, you salty old heads, like blah blah blah, we're gonna start doing this, like start talking shit to people on Instagram. And I'm just like, nope, I ain't in that. That's all you guys can have that. But I
mean, there are a lot of fucking salty people out there, so I think it's like
for sure
it's definitely
but it makes it kind of fun.
Yeah, it does.
As long as you don't take it personally.
Exactly.
My version of BMX was way fucking cooler than your version of BMX, and we had way more fun than you're having. Like that's like the mentality, essentially, you know. So
people trying to make rules in a thing that's literally called freestyle. So pretty ironic.
And then
that was always our like main like comeback with that was like, I thought this was freestyle. Like, why are you guys hating on us for doing what we like to do?
Yeah,
but is what it is, you know.
And there's the other aspect of it. If you look back and you're like, damn, we thought that was cool as fuck, and we look back now and you're like, damn, that wasn't that cool. It's definitely caught me a couple of times where like I was defending something and I'm like, yeah, I was off. Retrospective. Like, damn, remove myself from that directly, and I'm like, wow, I was way off. So I didn't think that had anything to do with you, but I was just curious if that was like, you know, if that mentality like is interesting to look back on now, like, oh, like, yeah, we were right or we were wrong or whatever, you know. But
yeah, I never thought it was like a right or wrong way of feeling, just because it's like, dude, there's dudes that hate on my style of riding to this day. And I'm just like, it is what it is, you know. Like,
blasting quarters.
Yeah, you know, dude.
That's the thing. I feel like with that whole topic, it's like there's the dudes on the end of their career and they kind of know it and they get a little bit scared and they see this whole group of new kids coming in that like are definitely eligible to start getting on these trips, and they're like, oh fuck, we're gonna get pushed out. You fucking suck. You can't do that. You can't do this. You know, I've seen it over and over again, and like no matter how cool the people are, you can see it's just a little bit of fear.
Well, there's stuff like I mean, I'll put him on blast, but it's like Rooftop will text me and he'll text me something that like we posted on Instagram, and he's like, is this cool? Like, he's like, and he's like,
definitely not but he's like, but he like,
he
just wants to know. Like,
yeah, he's like, actually, like, he's like, that's an honest question. Like, I have no, like, you guys posted this, so is this cool? And
really?
I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty cool. And he's like, oh, fuck, all right, I guess, that's you know, like, they don't, he doesn't know, but then like.
Because I spent like a whole day with Rooftop in LA riding around, and it's like, dude, me and him are polar opposites with riding bikes, and he like didn't say anything. Like, you know how Rooftop is, like smart aleck remarks and stuff like that, but he wasn't like hating on
he's
anything.
King
you know?
shit talker.
No, he's super cool. But
Rooftop's the man.
Which is funny though, he talks so much shit on different things because throughout his video parts he did some very like what's the word, like try some new things out. Yeah, he like put ramps up to rails and he set benches up. It's like, dude, you're just doing freestyle too. You know?
But I like opinions at the same time though. It's like fun. It'd be boring if nobody had opinions about things.
I
you know, so it's like,
I think it's cool to mix things up.
Yeah. So
yeah, the only thing that was sad about that was there was a lot of dudes that I looked up to. I'm not gonna name drop anybody, but there was a lot of dudes that I would see personally hate on my stuff when I was like coming up a little younger.
And you like their shit,
dude. And I was like, you guys are the man. And it's like, I'm not even. Like, I didn't say anything about you. You guys are just trying to hate on me just because I ride a bike differently than you guys. And I was like, all right, well, I don't. That's
definitely a bummer. I hope people are more like conscious of that now. Like.
But it is what it is. It's personal opinion, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But
at the same time, it's so heartbreaking because I've had similar things when I was younger coming up, and you know, you hear word about this pro saying this about you, and you're like, what? That's like one of my favorite riders in the world. He just said that about me. Like,
I've had a couple where when I was a kid, and somebody was an asshole to me, and I'm like, 15 years later, I'm like, hey, dude, you were a total fucking prick to me when I was a little kid asking you dumb questions,
and, it can go vice versa too, because I remember Castillo asked me about putting Pat Casey on Demolition.
God, Castillo's one of them. That's so
is
good.
He someone that talk shit on you?
He literally, but I was such a Castillo fanboy that I was just hyped. Like, he made fun of my mom's car and like said that it smelled like gasoline, it was going to explode and stuff like that. And like, but I was just so hyped that it was Castillo. I was like, Castillo made fun of my mom's car. It's sick. He's one of them. I tell him all the time. I'm like, dude, I was like 15. I had to be like 16 because I was driving my mom's car.
That's crazy.
But I was like,
you never know what people are going to think.
Dude, you made fun of my mom's car. That's fucking awesome.
Castillo asked me about Pat being on Demolition when like they were kind of revamping the team. This was like 8 or 9 years ago or something. And I knew Pat was a man, but he was really young, and his dad was always around, and he was like super competitive and like hungry. And they were like, "What do you think about Pat being on Demolition?" I was like, "I don't know, man. He's kind of like doesn't really fit the team." And it's like 10 years later, he's like one of the coolest people in the world. I'm like, fuck, I should have why did I do that? Just because I didn't know, I shouldn't have. Sure. I shouldn't have put my opinion in. But
yeah, I mean, I've done that to you as well.
What'd you do? You held me back.
Foreign.
What?
Foreign.
Oh yeah, he said Rich Foreign sucked.
Oh shit!
What was the story with that?
He asked you to go to Israel or something. Before
I knew him. This was years ago.
It was. I went on a trip with him like very early days of Foreign and to Mexico, and he was just the princess. He was just like, he was just really hard to deal with, and it was like his agenda. And he just like, he was cool, but it was like at the same time he wasn't cool. And it was like, you asked me, and so I told you. And
it was like,
Fudger
don't mess with him.
Yeah,
like he's probably
but now I feel bad. Sorry, Rich. Not that he probably ever would listen to this podcast.
But you're like the tough. No, he would never.
Yeah,
actually, he said he was. Santiago was listening to one in Barcelona, and he was listening in. He's like, he didn't even know we did this. He's like, what the fuck are you, a broadcaster now? But you're super tough though too. You're probably in Mexico, like sleeping under tables and stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was the mentality.
You could sleep in this corner, like on a
back then
a dog blanket.
Yeah. Now I'm a pussy, but
doubt it.
It was just the mentality of like when you're a photographer or a videographer, the dudes that put in the work, like, hey, if you guys want to do it, like, I'll fucking be there. And it wasn't like that with Rich. And it was the first time I'd ever really experienced that, where it was like he was the star of the road trip, not the dudes on the trip. And there was like actual incidents where like he didn't film stuff because he didn't want to leave the fucking hotel. And it was like, dude, you are fucking up right now. Yeah. And so it was just, and I told him that to his face, so I'm not too worried about it. And he's grown a lot, so it's all good.
He is the best.
So when Common Crew ended, was it weird for a little while? Is it just like well, I guess like, so Julian moved. Mm-hmm. Who else moved?
Julian and Jared moved.
Yeah, they moved to Austin.
Denham moved to Texas for a little while, 3 months or so, came back. I'm pretty sure he's solidified back in Huntington again.
Nice.
And then Francis did his own thing. Saucy was doing his own thing. So yeah, it wasn't weird because, like I said, everyone was still friends, but it wasn't like every day meet up and ride like it usually was, which sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everyone's just getting older, doing their own thing day to day, but we still meet up and do barbecues and try to ride when we can all together.
It's cool to change it up a little bit too, because doing the same thing with the same crew for 15 years, eventually you'd be like, wow, we never did anything else.
Exactly.
Each other up.
Yeah, you get some weird stuff going on. Did you have an injury for a while?
Yeah, man.
I remember there was a point where I asked someone how you're doing, and they said you were just been laying low for.
I was dealing with like a back-to-back ankle injury. Like I injured myself in 2016, was out for the whole summer, and then 2018 was out for the whole summer.
That's what it was, because I remember you were like blowing up, and it just seemed like then it was just like what happened to Jacob? Yeah, just like not disappeared, because I get it. People.
I mean, I kind of did, honestly, man. Like with
2 summers of injuries in a row.
During those two, like I was just stagnant, and like had a lot of people like, "Yo, are you good? Like, do you even ride bikes anymore?" I was like, "Okay, hold up." It was like that.
Yeah,
but
that's what sucks about social media.
How quick they forget.
It's like, dude, I'm just healing. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Back in the day with magazines and DVDs, you could go like long time.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You go a long time, and no one would ask any questions.
And then Dennis would tell me to not report that he broke his wrist or something.
I had a lot of injuries that no one knew about. And back then, though, it was like I didn't have a social. No one had.
It was like word of mouth,
for
sure.
Just got to make it to the contest in a couple months, and they'll think I was good.
So let's talk about filming, and let's talk about full sections, Instagram clips, and just kind of online sections and where you guys, because obviously coming from Monster Mash and you guys want to do another full length, like how do you juggle all of that?
That's a good point too. And you guys seem like the youth, the young bloods that don't just like mix it all together. You do have like a filter for different things. Like,
so I feel like our group, I mean, I don't know anymore, but I feel like a lot of us used to be like save the really important stuff for web pieces and DVDs and stuff like that. And then like personally, like I feel like I didn't really have a lot of online content coming out because I was like, dude, I don't want to try this for Instagram and stuff like this. So like we were all just trying to go in for web pieces and stuff like that. But then a lot of people were going hard on Instagram as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's probably changed.
It's kind of a hard question.
What do you feel now though about it? Do you still like have a filter like this?
Because your riding style is like when we were at the park earlier today, I was like, I don't know what is
he's
like
doing ever.
Yeah, like what's like what the fuck is he doing out there? Like just what is good for you? Because like to me, a lot of the shit looks really hard. Yeah, and so
Thanks,
it's like I don't understand the level. So
tell them through your clip process.
What's the clip process?
I don't even want to talk about it. It's 3 hours of constant effort to either land something or not land something.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other. That was actually next.
Oh god,
it was your last full part.
Well, hold on.
Yeah,
that was so good, dude.
Thank you,
seriously.
man. I appreciate you very much.
I love that part. And
thank you.
Seemed like there was some shit in there that probably took a while. There's some balance, some long rails.
That ice pick on the rail.
Oh, that so good.
Overall, in like the past 3 years, I probably spent 11 hours at that spot, or like 12 hours, or something, some crazy number around that. And then like I initially wanted to trick out of it, but dude, like it took.
It looked cool that you didn't trick out of it though.
It took like four or five different days of just going there. Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm not even gonna try to risk it and just like lose, like try to bar and like lose my hand or something. I'm just like, I'm taking the ice if I can.
That's so cool though, man, because that's a video part. It's like, why not do that for you don't have to do it on every clip, but it's like when you're like an artist is painting a picture, it's not like, oh, I just got to finish this in 3 hours. Like, dude, they're gonna do it until it's right.
Exactly.
I really respect that, and I feel like a lot of younger dudes don't do that anymore. They do, but it's getting less and less to like see people like kind of go about it like as a more artistic way for parts.
I agree.
So what is the mental battle? Like, how do you stay sane for something like that? 11 hours, multiple trips. Or maybe you don't. I don't know.
No, I mean, some days are different. Some days I can just try something and be like, man, this sucks, but I'm gonna keep going. Or some days I'm just like, yo, what the, like, throw the bike.
Yeah.
And have my Tony Hamlin moment or something. But yeah, it just keeps me sane knowing that in my mind, like, I think I can do what I'm trying. So it's like, why isn't it working? So I want to keep trying to make it happen. And the only time that I'll ever actually stop is if my body's starting to give out, or if everyone's like, yo, can you like wrap this up? Like we're trying to do something. Oh yeah, Travis.
Every once in a while,
Travis will put me in my place when he wants to.
Because if it's like 3-4 hours, I'll be like, Jacob, the sun's going down. I think we need to like go to a different spot or something. Because obviously, when you're trying something for that long, like your body is not the same after.
Yeah.
Like you're just
going
to
be to a point where you start going downhill.
Exactly.
And it gets harder and harder, but you're mentally like, I fucking almost did this,
Yeah.
but it's just getting further. I know that feeling. It sucks.
Dude, and that's what I never realized because I'm always on the mental game. Like, I can land this.
Yeah.
I know I can land this.
You almost did probably like 2 hours ago.
Like last week, I was trying a clip, and I probably tried it for 2.5, 3 hours, and I was getting super close. But like my legs were starting to give out. They were starting to like cramp out, and I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. Like I would land on the ground, and my leg would want to like cramp.
Yeah, your body's like just done, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I need to start putting like time caps on my clips or something.
It's almost better than like you get to that point where then you just waste an hour or two of like just for no reason besides you're like being like fuck.
Especially being on a trip with something like that too.
Oh yeah,
and dude, and that's
hard.
That's my biggest fear, man. Is like if we're ever on a trip with a big squad, I'm like, dude, I do not want to be that camera hog, like taking the whole day away. You know,
yeah, that's rough.
Sometimes it's so worth it though.
True.
He hit you with the sometimes.
No, that's true. It is only sometimes. I will not say it's worth it every time because I'll land something after trying for hours. I'm like, I'm not even hyped anymore. Like, but
you just lose it. Yeah, you lose your mind, and and you just fuck. Yeah, I know that feeling, and I'm sure a lot of people listening to this do. And it's so true when you're on a trip and you want to do something hard, but you got all these other factors of like, I got a van full of homies with me that all want to get shit too, and it's like 2 hours left of the day, and blah,
when
blah,
you see
blah.
everyone start to sit down and like go to the van, I'm like, all right, it's time to pack this up.
Yeah.
They'd stop even paying attention.
Exactly. They're on their phones. I'm just like, all right.
When the pizza guy shows up,
kicking the soccer ball around.
Exactly.
What about your preference of not filming long nose manuals? At least, or nose manuals only for the gram, it seems like, right?
So I totally meant to go back on that about the filters and stuff. That's why I will not post like new learns on Instagram because I'll save that for a web video or something else like that. Like that's why a lot of people, they're like, dude, all you do is fucking nose manuals. I'm like, why would I post my new learn that I just tried for hours so you guys can see this and forget about it in a day?
And then when you do it on a real spot, they're like, oh, I seen him do this already. That's his trick.
Exactly.
Like,
so it's like, that's why I do a lot of nosies on Instagram, just because it's like, I mean, I love doing nose manuals, clearly. Yeah. But I'm not going to try to blow out what I'm trying to do for a new whip video on Instagram, you know? So I do still have a filter to this day.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I think that there has to be some sort of line. Obviously, like the last podcast we did was Brad, where everything goes on there, and then his filmer is next to him going like...
That's what he says, though. Brad's saying that, though, but if you look back at his like X Games parts, it's way different than the shit he films on.
Yeah, but he said his new... But that was like... That was before the new stuff, you know, like the stuff he's doing now. Like he said, those were like sends, where he said like, I want to do like tech gnarly, like I want to do that style stuff, but like on the right setup for it, you know, like so. I mean, I think
Brad is a different like instance because he.
But that's like, I mean, everybody hopefully heard that podcast, but it's like that is the reason he's still there, is the reason why he won an org was Instagram. So like,
but also like that way of thinking is so great too for a rider, because if you want to be hyped on your shit and want people to be hyped on your stuff, like if you do it that way too, it's like such an amazing thing. Brad just wanted to show people like his story's way different because he wanted to show people like, hey, I'm not fucking around, I'm here. Like stop thinking I'm like gonna dip off.
Dude, Brad's the man. He's seriously like one of the best. Yeah,
and he did it. And he showed people like over and over again. And he even said he's like, well, he doesn't know how long he's going to be doing it for, just like the everyday bangers, but he was like, it was to prove a point, you know. He's like, I don't have to save everything for a video part. I'm going to show you guys right now. I got this in my camera roll.
And he definitely showed us for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
So let's circle back to Kink. So you said you got on in what year? Well, in what year and how'd you get on Kink?
So that's actually a really funny story. Local Mesa View Middle School again. I was 13. And, oh man, so I see the Kink van roll up, and it's like me and 3 other people. I see Jay, Daryl, Gabe Brooks hop out of the van.
Wow.
Sick.
So, and I pull the classic kid move to Jay, and I'm like, hey, you want to play a game of bike?
No way.
Yeah, dude, like first try, didn't even say like, hi, nice to meet you.
Hey,
I was like, yo,
Jacob.
I was like, yo, you want to play a game
of
bike? I was like, yo, you want to play a game of bike? And he was like, yeah, sure. Like if you beat me, I'll give you a Kink product out of the van. And I was like, oh, word. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what a cool team manager move.
Yeah, that's sick.
Fuck you, kid, we're filming.
Well, he beat me. He beat me the first game.
Oh, really?
And then he was like, let's play another game. Like, we'll see if you can do this again. So I won the second game, and he gave me a stem, and I was like, most ecstatic kid on the block right there. And he took down.
Did that make you even more hyped on Kink? Like,
yeah, dude.
The dudes
like,
in the band were that cool.
It was sick. Because I knew who those dudes were when I was younger, just from like web videos and stuff like that. Of course. And then getting to see Gabe do a Superman off the 5-brick ledge was incredible.
That's sick. Yeah.
But yeah, so Jay was like, yo, let me get your phone number and like your Facebook just to keep in touch. And a year rolls on, and I put out this web video with Francis just at the school, like a day video. And I get a call. Oh, actually, so Chad Curley was my favorite rider at the time, and like me and Francis were like, Christian Chad combo. Like that's who we were idolizing at the time. And CK actually put a word into Colin at Premium to put me on the flow team. And I get a message from Colin on Facebook, I think. And then he was like, yo man, like Chad Curley showed me your new video, like would you be interested in riding for Premium? And I was like, dude, you're lying, like I can be on a team with Chad Curley, like all this stuff. And I was super hyped. I kid you not, next day I get a call from a New York number, and I answer, and I'm like with a group of buddies, and I'm like, hello, and he's like, yo, is this Jacob? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, this is Jay from Kink. And like we chit chat for a minute. He's like, yo, how would you feel for riding for Kink? And I was like, dude, you're kidding. Like I was blown away.
That's like the first 2 times any big companies have hit you up to.
Yep.
Back-to-back days.
Day apart.
Dude, I was in awe. And like all the homies are standing around me. Like after I get off the phone, I was like, yeah, like I got hit up by Premium. Like I gotta make up my mind. Like give me like a day or 2. And he's like, all right, for sure. Like no worries, just let me know. So I like told everyone the deal, and like Denim and Dakota Rocha's cousin Noah Caprio, which was like our really good friend at the time, and a couple other people were like, dude, like you got to take Kink, and like everyone was just Kink.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, man, like I'm doing it. So I called Jay back, and I was like, dude, I would love to ride for Kink. And like a week later, I get a big old package, new bike, bunch of clothes, and I was just, dude, like I still have the photo. If you go really deep in my Instagram, like my mom was like, let me take a photo of you. So I'm like holding all my stuff at the door of our apartment at the time, just like grinning.
Hell yeah.
You were 13?
I was 14.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just started freshman year.
How old are you now?
I am 22.
Damn.
So
Sick. Been rocking with them for a while.
Yes, sir.
And then the Kink. So what was the process then? Did they do the Kink house, or was it did you guys go on a trip? I can't remember.
So I got on Kink in August of 2012.
Okay.
And then my first trip with them was the Nora Cup at I think it was like the new location in 2012. I think it was the Lumberyard.
Oh, in Texas.
Yeah, and
okay.
dude, I didn't even know until I got to Texas, or I think like a day before I flew out, Jay was like, you're going to compete in Texas Toe. So I was like, bad move, man. Yeah, dude, I competed, completely blew it. I'm like, I don't think I'm a contest rider at all. Like, I feel like I'm, like, I don't know. Just, especially, that was like my first real competition too. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is wild.
Texas Toes were a lot to take in.
And it was like, it wasn't even like it was just like everyone together.
Dude, it was like me in the same heat with like Tyler Fernangle and like a bunch of other dudes. I'm like, Jay, I'm gonna blow it. I gave
Jay, I can't even air quarters.
Dude, I know. I was like, bro,
and you've never rode an AM contest or anything.
No, I had ridden one contest at Vans like the year prior, but it was just like me, a few homies, and like the local kids. But this was like my first real competition, and I told him like the morning of, I was like, dude, I'm going to like ruin this. And he was like, it's fine, man, just have fun, like all this stuff. I remember like the dudes clowning on me when I got back in the van after the contest. He's like, well, Jacob really fucked that one up. I was like, bro, I told you I was gonna do this.
That's cool. Too good. So I mean, I guess like Sexton and Tony and Daryl, they're like kind of a hard, like they're fucking awesome, but like they're a hard crew to jump in the van with. I feel like when you're a little kid, yeah,
they're real.
Like Sexton was brutal sometimes. Like Sexton, like I don't know. Dude, I just got the memory of like, didn't you have? Yeah, I forgot all. I seriously wasn't even going. I was seriously not even gonna go that way, and I forgot all about that.
What is this story? What's going on?
You're talking about the Vans trip.
Yeah, the Vans trip. Oh shit.
So,
I guess fuck it.
It was a Vans Odyssey trip.
Yeah, it was a Vans Odyssey trip.
Yeah, fuck it. You got us all excited for whatever this is.
We were right in a spot, and I think Sexton was like looking to do something. And
so he was trying something, and dude, I didn't really think anything of it. He was trying this clip, and they were filming, and I was just messing around. Like me and Travis were riding, and like I was trying something that involved doing something similar. And I remember he was just like, are you trying to film that? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I think so. And I remember he didn't reply to me on that. He tried it like 2 more times, like threw his bike and like yelled at me. And I was like 16 at the time. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God, Sean Sexton hates me. Oh God.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then, dude, no, he came and apologized to me like the night of, and he was like, actually, he came to the door to apologize to me, and I was in the bathroom, and Travis wasn't there, so I didn't get to initially see him. But then when we got dropped off, he was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, we're boys, blah, 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 and gave me a hug and apologized. And I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, me and Sexton are chill.
I think the quote was like, get off my shit or something like that.
It was actually, get off my dick, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry. I had zero intention of bringing that up, and it just clicked back in.
That's something that
there.
still gets talked about.
That's cool. That's crazy though. That's like a crazy story. Like a hero that you're on a trip with him and you're only 16 and you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, dude, and I really didn't think anything of it.
And he probably really didn't either. He probably just stressed on the trick and then seen you almost doing something similar, and like 2 tries later, just like
it was like a little bit. It was like a little bit harder to like what Jacob was gonna do. It was like it. Yeah.
And Sexton's scary, man. Dude, when he was like, He's like, you can fucking have it. And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't want it.
I am good. Yeah, I was like, nope, I'm good.
going home.
I'm good. I'm going to the van, B.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But so that obviously, like, that Sexton story aside, sorry about bringing that
that
up.
was
Like,
funny.
yeah, the Hamlin. You had a heavy crew of dudes. Like both you guys getting thrown in there. Like,
And they were like so involved in the mix
Yeah.
already. They had like been on the BMX train, all of them, for like 15 years at this time.
Yeah.
So you just jumped in with these dudes that like live in the van. It's probably pretty crazy.
Dude, and it was surreal because I was, again, 14-year-old kid, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm with the safety first dudes, you know, like in the van, like all this stuff. So it's awesome to still be rocking with them now.
Cool. What
Shout out to Sexton, by the way. You know,
love
shout out to Sean
I miss
Sexton.
him. I
Dude,
honestly,
he's
I
the
miss
man.
him. Funniest motherfucker. One of
is
the
the man.
funniest motherfuckers in BMX.
One of
Like
the best people in BMX, like
yeah,
all around. Like,
seriously.
you know, like even like having that meltdown, like I'm sure that was like pretty extreme for him to ever do that because he doesn't do shit like that. You know, he just lost it and then like come give you a hug.
I know,
and
dude.
say,
Like,
like
and
how
me and him had done trips after that, and it's like no animosity, nothing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
he was
cool.
a real dude.
Yeah,
he knew how
he's
to handle it. He wasn't gonna let that get weird.
Yeah, he's the man.
What
Sweetheart.
sweetheart. He's a sweetheart. He is a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, but
what,
if he has to hold down for the crew,
Oh, he'll
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
I have a lot of Sexton stories. Yeah. Oh God.
He's not
Literally.
He's not fluffed up.
Literally involves a gun in Sexton.
I know that story.
That story in Phoenix.
That story in Phoenix. Yeah, that was a great night.
Sean don't put up with shit.
We'll save that one for the Sexton podcast.
That would be good. That'd be good.
And same for Odyssey. Odyssey was a hookup pretty early on, right?
Yeah, so we actually got that text at the same time, and it was really crazy how things worked too, because on that first trip in 2012, Walter Perringer was on it for doing photos.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like a year later, after Travis came into the mix and we were doing web videos together and stuff, like we got a text at the same time, and it was like, yo, because he became the TM for Odyssey, like I want to say 6-7 months after that trip or something like that. And I don't know, my numbers might be off.
Right.
But yeah, he texted me and Travis at the same time. I was like, yo, like how would you dudes feel riding for Odyssey? And I remember me and Travis like sitting across from each other, and we both looked up at each other like through
Yeah,
our,
I remember.
dude,
I
we
threw
like
my phone.
we're at Saucy's house, and or Austin, and we like threw our phones, and we're like, what?
Yeah, we were so hyped.
Yeah, dude,
That's
it was
cool.
insane. And
The
then
exact same time you were
Yep.
chilling together. Damn, that's
so
epic.
then we've been on Odyssey since then too.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So obviously
That's sick.
Travis got bumped a little bit early, right? So what age did you get bumped to pro?
I think I might have been 18.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you were 17.
17 or 18. I put out a video with Austin Sauce, and then I had no idea about it. And then right when they dropped it, the logo said "Welcome to Pro, Travis Hughes."
Yeah, I remember
what?
we were
I was
riding
so surprised.
Poway
That's
Skate
cool.
Park when Kink had the San Diego house, I think in 2016, 2015.
Not
The
sure.
Kink House.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
riding.
San Diego,
We
yeah.
were riding Poway, and you had just gotten the Welcome to Pro.
Yeah.
So
17, I think.
what were you pissed?
No, not at all, dude. Dude, like I feel like a lot of people probably thought that, but dude, like he put in the work.
Yeah.
He deserved it. You
Yeah.
know, like I was nothing but stoked for him.
It's all
That's awesome.
love.
Yeah, that's cool. So I mean, obviously you've been on the teams for like 6 years or something. What is it? How long has it been?
Yeah, Odyssey, I want to say is like 6 or 7. Kink is 8.
Yeah. So
Just past 8.
I mean, it's gotta like
That's amazing for
Yeah.
some younger dudes, you know? Would you say you're 22?
Yep.
Are you both 22?
He's 21.
I'm 21.
Wow.
barely legal.
Just made the cut.
That's so cool, dude. You guys have like made full videos like together and crew vibes, and also like rocked with your same sponsors already, like going on like 8 years. Like,
Yep.
that's some shit for being 21 and 22. Hell yeah, dudes.
That's tough.
I like that.
What has there been any talks with Kink or Odyssey about that stuff? Is it like you think it's like I guess is that a goal of yours? Like, are you sweating it? Are you not sweating it? Like, what's
Obviously, it's a goal. Like that's been my dream since I've been like 12 years old.
Yeah.
But it's like I
To
think
be on the pro team?
Yeah, for sure. I remember just being young and be like telling my mom like I'm gonna be a pro BMX rider one day. So like that's something that I need to see through and like do this as long as my body can take it. You know, it's like I've never enjoyed doing anything as much as riding BMX bikes. You know, so that is what I intend to do as long as I can, really.
And then did you have some stuff? I think I saw something where you were like talking about real estate or drift cars or something like that.
Those are very different things.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, he said he was like, oh, I'm gonna
Refer to the 10 spot.
The 10 spot. The only interview you have online, by the way, which I found to be very odd.
J Rowe.
What?
Can I talk to you quick?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's okay. All good.
How's it going?
What's going on?
Sexton out there to kick his ass? What's going on?
What's up? I don't know. Let's see. Long time coming, bro. Yeah. Fucking go.
Bro, you're lying to me right now. Bro, you're kidding me, dude. Yeah. Man. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man. Wow. You guys are all in on this. Oh, man.
Even Billy.
Is it sad that I don't know how to pop champagne?
That's all we don't.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
Yeah, I can't trash Fudger's house. We'll save this for the beach later.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Dude, you guys are lying to me right now.
Dude, congrats, man.
Thanks, dudes. I appreciate you all, man.
Thanks, let me get some of this. Let me get some.
Thanks, dude.
Congrats, dude.
Thank you. Lying to me right now. So good.
Fuck yeah.
That was perfect. We're partying tonight for damn sure. Well, you're kidding.
Yeah, like we're gonna surprise the shit out of this motherfucker.
That's so good. Jay came in there with authority. We were just talking about like Sexton getting pissed at him on a trip, and I was like, "Oh fuck, what'd you do this time?" Yeah.
Oh man, that was uncomfortable. Thank you, dude. Yeah, man.
Dude, we started.
Man, I'm so happy right now.
Very, very sneaky.
Very.
Are we recording?
Yeah, I didn't stop.
You're
so.
officially not AM anymore.
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
dude.
so stoked right now.
Fuck yeah, man. That was so sick. Lived out exactly what you said, too. You told your mom you wanted to be a pro.
Yeah.
And we knew you were turning pro.
Yeah,
So
we knew.
that was really cool to
Dude,
hear
that's-
that leading up to it.
So
Dream come true, man.
Odyssey and Kink.
Wait, what?
Wait, you didn't? Both of them.
You didn't know that?
Wait, what?
Yeah. You didn't know that? Why
Wait,
do
what?
Why do you think Brock and Gary were here, too?
And Kramis.
Bro, you're lying to
Yeah.
me.
No.
Double one day. That's got to be like one of the first people to ever.
What?
You didn't know?
Yeah.
This is even better that you didn't know.
You're kidding, dude. Bro, you are lying.
And
Oh
I-
my
and I
God.
was
Oh
talking to-
my god.
I was talking to Daryl too. I don't know how many people have turned pro on 2 companies in one day. Like that's
Yeah,
one of the.
I think-
That's. I can't think of anyone. I'm sure it's happened, but dude, that's big.
Hell yeah, Jay. You didn't.
Dude, what?
I can't believe you didn't know.
No.
Yes, even better.
Yeah.
Dude, wow.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Nuno wanted to come down, but he had a conflict, so he couldn't come down too. But this was a co-op day. So
And I think for a lot of people, turning pro is like a big deal. Like you're gonna be doing a lot more shit, all this, all that. But it's like you've already like got
Dude, the work
so
has
much
been
wisdom
done.
with it. You already know what's up with. You've been in the van with Sexton and Hamlin and Jay since the beginning. It's like you know what's up. It's just keep having fun and doing you. And I think that's all you got to do.
Dude,
I know that's all
I'm
you
still
got
like
to
a
do.
loss of words that Odyssey just happened to, and I had no idea about
Fudger
it.
got to announce that one.
Yeah.
Bro, wait, wow.
They don't even know what happened in here.
That's
we just announced the
amazing.
Odyssey Pro thing here
Dude,
too. Fudger
I
did.
feel so dumb now, bro. Oh my god.
No, you're good. You're good.
I had to
That-
ask, I had
that
to
was
ask
a-
Daryl though. I was like, is this Odyssey too? Because there's
Yeah,
Brock
there
and
was a
Gary
lot.
up there.
There was a lot to take in. There was definitely a lot to
Dude.
take
What do you
in.
think?
So,
What do you think
this
Jay
is
was
beautiful,
doing when he
though.
grabbed you? Did you
I
just
had no idea. I was literally like,
You looked at me
whoa.
like, uh-oh.
I was like, is this?
You're like, is this okay?
Is this normal? Like, should I leave? Dude, wow. Wow, dude.
Baby.
I'm so stoked.
Hell
yeah.
yes.
Well deserved.
They
Hell
got
yes.
everyone, shout out to Kink because that's like, there's a lot of plane tickets right
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
getting everyone out.
Yeah, it was.
And this is coming out in the future, which they always do. But today was a huge day for Kink. They won video part of the year,
Yeah,
or video
Nathan.
of the year. Sorry, Kink Champagne, and then Nathan won Street
Rider. Yeah.
Let's go.
And you just got on pro.
Dude, I am
Kink is always doing it. Good work, boys.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, man.
A day full of surprises.
Yes, man.
What are you guys gonna do today? There's a lot of bottles of alcohol. Kink team is pretty.
Go to the beach.
We're going to the beach and we're
Yes.
getting drunk. we're partying tonight, man.
Sick.
Oh yes. Well, I don't think we need to go on about anything else.
Yeah,
I just
that was so
just
cool.
wanted to circle back, bring you back in here. Obviously, tell you about Odyssey. You know,
Dude, I don't even know what
no,
to say,
dude, it was
man.
totally overwhelming. There's fucking 15
So many people here,
yeah,
yeah.
like so that was.
I thought it was just the homies that were in the air. Dude, I
Yeah.
had no... I'm
Lost
gonna
Yes.
make myself sound dumber the more I talk about not knowing
No,
what
it's-
just
No
happened.
way.
No,
way.
it's all good,
They
dude.
surprised the hell out of you.
Hell,
Jay's an
yes.
actor. I didn't know that.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I was genuinely concerned. I was like,
What I do.
yeah,
Fuck.
for real.
That was good. Well, fuck yeah, dude. It was great to get to know you a little better too.
Likewise,
Yeah.
man.
Hell yeah, and Travis, thanks for sitting in.
Of course. Thanks
You
for
know,
having
man,
me.
we should switch this around one of these real
Yeah.
soon too.
Yeah,
Get a
that'd
Travis
be fun.
podcast
Yeah.
because you haven't
For
done
sure.
one yet either.
That'd be
and
cool.
That'd be rad. I've got a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of comments on the Instagram asking about a podcast for you. So if you're down,
Cool.
we'd love to do one.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Thank you for coming down.
Dude,
and
thanks for
even
having
more
us,
congratulations.
Thank you,
dude.
man.
Fuck
Congrats,
yes.
Jacob.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm
Hell
so
yeah,
happy,
dude.
man.
So deserved, man. I
Thank
felt
you.
before this, when I heard all this was going on, I was like, you know, because sometimes you can be ignorant. So much happens in BMX. I thought you were pro, to be honest. Like I was like, he's not pro. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been doing
Yeah.
damn looks like a pro for the last 6 years or whatever. Like
Somebody
I
said it out
appreciate
there,
you,
but
man.
it's
Thank
it's overdue for sure. And
Overdue.
I'm glad that Kink and Odyssey got together. It's cool when brands work together like this, and you know they hit us up about it, and you know it's cool that we could all make it happen and be
Dude,
a
I
part of it in
appreciate
this
you guys. man.
weird
Like,
ass
I'm,
shit.
I'm in awe right now. This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Hell yeah,
It's
dude.
been a long time coming.
It has overdue for sure. So
Hell yeah.
looking forward to it.
Cool. Well, thanks everyone for listening to the Unclicked podcast. Peace, love, shred with your friends.
Peace.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Fudger.
Mhm.
RBMX. You guys are the best.
Cheers.
Yee, let's go
Cheers.
party.
Thank you.
You didn't do the guitar thing last time for the Brad one. You were overwhelmed.
Well, there's just been shit happening. The last one, Brad won Reader's Choice in here. You just got turned pro. Like, what the fuck? What's next? I don't know.
You're lying to me right now. I thought you guys just came through like, hey, I'm not even lying.
He was literally like, what?
Dude.
What? He just turned pro for Odyssey and Kink. He's like, what? Odyssey?
I didn't put two and two. You were just in town and just so happened to roll out.
Well, the real surprise is we just put Jaron, Brock, and Gary on King.
Brock, what are you doing here? I thought you were in New Orleans.
That was
Or, I'm back now.